The number one question I get most of the time from so many people is how to buy a Gen Zero, how to best buy a Gen Zero. My girlfriend. Okay, how to buy a Gen Zero, Defi Kingdoms. We're going to go over it. And other thing, Fight Club last night, amazing. Pouring is a legend, and Corey and Guy Kid and Crayons. It was a tough tournament, man. Really good. Baby Cup. Fight Club tournament. Awesome stream last night. It was live. Need to watch it with my boys. I got the kids. I love you guys. Okay. So I get so many things. Later, after this video, I'm giving away 3 Gen Zero babies. Gen Zero somethings. Travisio, what's up, baby? Okay. So I'm gonna go over the options. So if you win the drawing, just by entering the tournament, Fight Club, okay, you get a raffle ticket. There's lots of raffle winners too. So you actually just, even if you lost first round, and each round you win, you get another raffle ticket. But even if you lost first round, you still have a decent chance. J-Dub, yes. Okay. So I get asked all the time, Grady, how will you help me buy Gen Zeros? I want to buy Gen Zeros, like all the time. It's the number one most asked question I get. I love you guys. Yes. East Chill, J-Dub, Travisio. I love you guys. Yes. So Fight Club tournament was awesome. It was so fun. That game is freaking awesome. So much happening. Raph, Boxside Chats, all you guys. Love you guys. 9dwarf, baby. And Sunbear was on that last night. Boom. And he offered up one of his Gen Zeros to summon with. Okay, so we got to figure that out too, because he as a prize. So maybe another raffle winner is coming. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Gonna share the screen. I love you guys. Man. Okay. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Here we go. Okay. So how to best buy a Gen Zero. Let's do it right now. Let's come to the tavern. Okay. And what things should we look for? First of all Gen Zeros are amazing. Okay. And just owning a Gen Zero period, the worst rarity of a Gen Zero is rare. So there's no common or uncommon Gen Zeros yet, anyways. So, and obviously, if you can get a legendary or mythic Gen Zero, that's a big deal. So I think the profession is overrated in the tavern. So the profession dictates such a drastic price difference on these heroes. And so that's why we can keep the debate going about how to best level your hero. That's a separate debate. But the profession is so weighty in the tavern, and I think it's overkill. So if you get a pirate gardener, for example, which is like, you don't, although, okay, a pirate and a monk's a pretty good miner. So, and pirates, it's not as bad as like an archer gardener. So, but I love gardeners because vitality, you just pound that vitality early in the hero's life. You get the MP, the HP going. It's awesome. And the wisdom for the MP. That's why I like gardeners so much. So you summon those and then you get a ninja gardener. It's like, but the sage gardener is the best gardener. So, I think you're totally fine getting like a pirate gardener. I think there's way too much emphasis on the profession. Okay. And as PvP and things come out, I think that'll moderate a little bit where there's not even though profession is, I still would say, the foundational piece of the hero. Okay. It's like over the top when it comes to the tavern. And that's just my opinion. So any Gen Zero is amazing. Just straight up. Okay. So in the description below, I have the website that I always go to, Adventures in DFK. This right here. We're going to look at this. We live on this site, like for so many different reasons. Shout out to Raph and Neindorf. You guys, man, love you guys. Okay, Gen 0. Let's look at the floor. I haven't even looked. I didn't even look, okay, before doing this video. Okay. So the floor is quite reasonable, actually. Interesting. Market, let me update this. I live on this market data too. Again, Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, baby. So the price of crystal, 27 cents, man. Just keeps creeping up, doesn't it? And Jule's not. So it's on my opinion, a great time now to start trickling in some Jule. Buying some Jule, man. For sure. Even potentially selling your crystal for Jule. I said this before, but I said it's probably premature. It might still be slightly premature, but man, as this stuff starts going on and Clay, all these awesome things. I loved Sunbear on everything he said. The team. So last night, Sunbear was on with Raph and Neindorf, and when he talks about the team getting more closer knit and their vision growing and so many good things going, those are buzzwords that I listen for. Okay, when it comes to a team, super important for cohesion in the team and a bond like their family. Super important. So, gosh, I love it. So Jule is going to be the long-term coin to own, and I think we're going to look back one day and just be like, man, Jule was at 16 cents. Okay, anyways, so that's definitely not a bad time to start DCAing into some Jule. Crystal, I'm still bullish on, for sure. Okay, so Gen Zeros. We got the floor at a crystal price of 27 going on 28 cents, man. Yeah, 27 and a half cents, just about. Okay, so that is 12,550 crystal times 0.2744. Okay, that's about $3,400. And there's only 54 Gen Zeros available for sale. So that number used to be a lot higher. Now, recently, I'm pretty sure that number dropped down. I hope this isn't too loud. That number dropped down to like 30 some, like 38 recently. Okay. So we've seen Gen Zeros get bought up. So right here at the floor, you got a Wizard Priest. That's beautiful. Okay, but one thing to consider, okay, with the Gen Zeros. A lot of times, here's what I do with the Gen Zeros. With even my Gen Zeros now that I actually have pairs for all these different Gen Zeros. But if you... Hello. Paste. Okay. So when you search, even if you just buy one, it's fine. Or if you even buy a pair that you can summon together. So let's just look at this pair combo here. This Wizard Priest. That's convenient. Okay, that a pair is at the floor. Very, very convenient. Okay. And then you hit compare. So you put in their two IDs on this site, which is in the description below, and you hit compare. Okay, so first of all, you got a priest. The recessive 1 is a seer. The recessive 2 is a knight. The recessive 3 is a thief. Wizard. So one thing that is nice is when you can get the recessive 1 to match the dominant. That's called a pure breed. Neither of these are pure, and neither of these have a whole lot matching up in the recessives. So like recessive 1 is a monk. The recessive 1 of the wizard is a monk. Recessive 1 of the priest is a seer. So monks and seers don't line up. And you got a monk. So this wizard ideally being paired with a Obviously, a priest is ideal, but if it's not a priest, you'd want a priest pirate in this scenario to maximize your chances of getting a ninja even in that potential. In this case, we do have a knight in recessive 2 and a warrior in recessive 3. So you're going to see when you scroll down here in the summoning chances that you have a 0.02% chance for a paladin. Because you have a recessive 3 and then recessive 4 match. It's hardly any. Okay, the other thing to look at is the subclass. And these do not also match up. If they matched up, this would, all these, you want to see yellow, okay, and all this, lots of yellow. So the only thing, and that means the yellow here, what it means is, or orange, hover over orange, mutation possible. So mutation, when it comes to classes, wizards and priests make a summoner, okay, in the class tree. Ultimately, we want a wizard and priest to summon a summoner. Only a 14.06% chance, which is the floor percent chance. If wizard was in any of these recessives, okay, or if priest was in any of these recessives, those chances would increase of getting a summoner, okay? Or if a summoner was in the recessives, okay? So sometimes, like I have heroes with a ninja in the recessives on a priest or on a pirate monk. Having a ninja in the recessive is massive. Okay. Or any other class, like if a paladin happened to be in one of these recessives, or a dragoon even, it's possible. Then you actually, that's how you get the chances of summoning a dragoon at that time as well. It would increase those chances. So in this, there's only one orange combo here. So the subclass, there are a couple things here that line up, but it's a monk berserker. Those don't line up. But you have a knight in the recessive 1 and a warrior in this recessive 1 of the subclass. That's good. That's good. And then you also have an archer and a thief, but that's like tiny chances. Okay. So in the subclass, you notice you have a 0.88 per almost a 1% chance to get a paladin. I mean, it's not great, but at least that's there. And yeah, this 0.02% chance in the main class to be a paladin. Also, the other thing that I've been big on is these skills being important. So big on the subclass, big on these skills matching up. Nothing matches up here, so it's not a great pair. Now, sometimes the recessives and the skills can match up a little bit. So you don't have to really look too much at all this. You can just come and look at the summoning chances. Also, it's a 46% chance to be a fisher and a 40%. So fishers, they're not great fishers either professionally, but they are good foragers. So that's good. And gardeners, you still have a good chance to be a gardener as well because of the profession recessives happening. You got profession is this wizard is a fisher wizard, not ideal. But the recessive 1 is a gardener, that's great. And the recessive 3 is a gardener, also good. Mining isn't great either. Then you have a forager over here and a fisher, which makes it the reason why fishing wins out, even though the recessive 2 and 3 are also foraging. So that's good for the priest, because the priest is an okay forager, not as good as the wizard, but good. All that stuff. Okay, the things I look at more now have knowing what I know about the game. I'll take the bargain on compromising the profession when I can get a subclass match and a dominant recessive 1 match, and also these active and passive abilities if you've been watching the show. All those things matter most. So it's fine to buy this pair still because it's a pair. It's a Gen 0 pair. It's phenomenal. It's awesome, actually. It's really, really awesome. But even if you don't have a pair or they don't pair perfectly, here's what I've been doing. Because check this out. On this same site, baby. I love this. So let's just look at this wizard because it's the floor. Okay. So when you come to hero matching, and I think this is a paid service, which it's a no-brainer to do the paid service on this. Okay. So you put in the hero to match, which is that wizard. Okay. And then you can max generation, you can say 0. Okay. And then here we're filtering not for sale, but for rent. So another great thing about owning Gen Zeros is you can put them up for rent, the summons up for rent. Okay. And I recommend people do this more and more, because when more and more people get this, that, you know what, I don't have to summon my Gen Zero pairs together. In fact, I'm probably better off not, because I can rent other people's that match better. Okay. Especially, so it's so big when you can get advanced Gen 1 stats. So all Gen Zeros are basic abilities, always going to be basic abilities. All Gen Zeros, except the faulty ones, which is 1 through 19, okay, are always going to have basic abilities. All Gen Zeros. So Gen Zero, what that tells me is Gen Zeros won't be necessarily your best heroes for combat, okay, but they're still going to be good for combat as well, because they're rare, legendary, and mythic only. And people, I focus lots of crystals. I just baby my Gen Zeros. They're the most valuable hero in the game, straight up. Okay, our Gen Zeros. But when you can get advanced abilities and advanced subclasses as well, I think subclass is something that I didn't pay close enough attention to either in the past. When you can get Gen 1 advanced ability heroes with 10 out of 10 summons, or advanced class 5 out of 5 summons on Gen 1s, that is key. Okay, so the awesome thing with this site, Adventures in DFK, Wrath and Neindorf, I freaking love you guys. Okay, so I want to, let's say I go ahead and buy this wizard, which was what was it, $3,800, 12,550. And I don't think you're gonna find much better prices, in the future than this. I really don't think so. So that times 0.2744, $3,400. Yeah. Okay. Around $3,500. Totally reasonable, I would say, even for your floor. Okay. So you could just buy one and you'll be fine, because look, you can, let's check for rent. So I put the hero to match, which is the wizard right here for rent. Okay. So I want to rent a summons, and we want min and max generation at 0, Gen Zeros only. You can't even ignore the summon cooldown, but that you can't actually for rent. So when we're renting, we don't want to do that. Now you can search here for the main class. Obviously, we want a priest. Okay. We can leave the rest untouched. Another thing, too, is that we're going to be re-rolling the Gen Zeros. We'll have the option to do that. So the subclass, now the only thing that doesn't change is the main class, but the recessives of the Gen Zeros and the subclass and all the recessives can potentially completely change. So I didn't even realize when I re-rolled my wizard, boom, the dominant one hit wizard. So all of a sudden I had a pure breed, and I didn't even know that for like months. I was summoning those together. I don't know how I missed that. I remember looking at this site when I re-rolled, and I somehow missed that the wizard was a pure. My wizard baby is a pure. Anyways, so what I love about this is that if you want to search for recessive 1 must match dominant, the option is there. Isn't that so awesome? Also, min abilities that can mutate. This is for the abilities. We want at least 1. So we want at least one Gen 0 ability to mutate. Now, when you click recessive 1 must match, there's not too many out there. So I have 3 Gen 0s that are pure. I've got the Wizard, and then I have, thanks to Raph, baby, I got the Archer and the Thief. Okay. So I'm never going to re-roll those. And I'm never going to re-roll the Wizard. But the other ones, I'm going to get to re-roll, which every time we re-roll, it's going to be harder to get a pure because they're adding more classes at that point. So they're going to add more heroes, babe. We got more heroes coming. New heroes for the new expansion to Clayton. When they do that, we'll have a chance to re-roll all our Gen 0s. You're definitely not going to ever want to re-roll a pure breed when that happens because that's like gold, having a pure breed. So summoning my Archer. Now, what I would love to re-roll is the abilities, but you can't. Those don't re-roll. Mr. Zipper told me, I asked him yesterday, I was like, do the abilities re-roll? And he's like, no. Mr. Zipper is like the dictionary encyclopedia for this game. I love it. I'm going to get him on the channel too. He said he's busy, but like, yeah, next month he'll get on. And I'm going to, Frisky Fox has been so busy. I've just kind of let him be, but I'm going to hit him up. He said he was wanting to get on the show as well. Okay. So I want at least one ability to match, and I'm not going to actually check the dominant here. The recessive 1 must match dominant, but that is so nice to have as an option. Also, recessive 1 must match dominant for the subclass, which can be really nice too. Increase the chances there. And then you hit view. Okay. So we're searching for rent, what's out there. Okay. And this changes a lot because now check this out. You even have a legendary priest. Okay. Then if you click, okay, and I always click on this because it brings the cheapest ones to rent, like it orders and price. So we got a priest warrior, a priest seer, a priest warrior, a priest pirate, and a priest. Here's the pure breed. Look at that. It's the most expensive, of course. But, man. And these are all ones that align. But look, the cheapest one has 2 that match. 2 abilities that match, which is phenomenal. It's a minor, so it's not ideal, but it's a forager on the... So I love how Raph and Neindorf does this. This gives your class and then your recessive 1 on all of this. Profession, and the recessive 1 profession. Because that is the most important. Now, I would, if I own the Wizard, I can tell you right off the bat, I would summon this pair for 30. The rent is only 30 crystal. Okay, that's totally reasonable. And 2 of these abilities match. I love it. That's the other thing about my Wizard. Not only is he pure, but I have a priest. Okay, they're both minors, and it was like that. I bought them when minors were like at a premium. Okay, so it's like, dang. Now they're not. Especially that pair of minors is like the worst. But they have 2. They have 2 genes that can potentially mutate as well. That I own together. So that's ideal. Also, so in an ideal world, you would get all this to go orange. You'd get the Wizard and the priest in the recessive 1. So you get a pure Wizard, a pure priest, and then in the subclass, you would get the subclass to match as well. And then you would get these abilities to match. The stats unknown might be important too. I don't know. So that is definitely a factor when I see stats unknown percentage chance. So in this, you've got a 14.06% chance for the summoner. So that's like your lowest possible chance. Then, so there's a little chance for a ninja also, but tiny chance. So what that means is we got a monk and a pirate hidden in here in the recessive. Yeah. So this is wizard, monk, monk, actually. So if pirate were recessive 1, that would increase the chances to get a ninja. But pirate is all the way back to recessive 3. That's why it's only a 0.1% chance to hit a ninja, because you got recessive 1 and 2 to be a monk. So, and then in the subclass, we didn't have much of a chance for anything either. 0.08% chance for a paladin. Okay, so that's not ideal, but I would still be totally open to summoning these together, because when you can get the 2 of these genes to line up and mutate, and some mutate better than others, like and in the active one, okay, you, even though they don't mutate, you still have a 1.1% chance there, and you almost have you have an over 15% chance for the active 2 to mutate into an advanced stat, and same for the passive 1. Then you got a tiny little chance for the passive 2 to have an advanced. Now, sometimes, but depending on the recessives of these abilities, because with the abilities, you have to have a base, you have to have a 1 and a 2 combined. Then you have to have a 3 and a 4 combined. A 2 and a 3 don't mutate. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's all that. And then into advanced, then you have advanced 1 and 2 and advanced 3 and 4. That's all. Then you have elite, just think of the actual classes. Okay. You have 8 basic heroes, basic heroes. Then you have 4 advanced heroes. Then you have 2 elite heroes. So then you can only have, you have elite 1 and 2 combined. There's no other elite. Then transcendent. So there's only 50 some or 60 some heroes in the game that have any transcendent abilities. Okay. So that's big. Getting even advanced abilities, I think, is big. Getting elite abilities is awesome, especially when you can get double elite abilities. There's very few heroes with double elite abilities. That means you got ability 1, you got active 1 ability, active 2 ability, passive 1 ability, passive 2 ability. So there's 4 abilities essentially. And those are going to be, I think, potentially really impactful for PvP, combat, things like that. I would love to somehow integrate those into Fight Club as well. Okay, so that is very important. So ideally, you want to try and match as much as possible. What's more important, subclass or abilities? I don't know. So probably abilities, honestly. So when you have the chance for 2 to mutate, and then you have a little bit of a chance for, sometimes you can get a better chance. Like here, for example, for the hairstyle, you got an advanced 2 chance of 3.52% chance. That's better. So sometimes you can get even a better, even if they're not mutating, better chances than just 1%. Sometimes it can, I've seen even up to 7%, 7.5% chances for advanced to hit, even when it doesn't mutate. Okay, so that's pretty significant when it gets up over 7.5, or 8%, because somehow the recessives match up so heavily that I'll get one with 3.47 and one with 3.74. Okay, and you add those 2 together, getting anything advanced is big, or the next mutation up. Really important. And then I still look at the stats unknown, and I do look a little bit at the visual genetics. Now, I don't pay too much attention to the visual genetics, but that's still going to be important. when we get elite, I wonder if there's any elite visual genetic heroes. I've never seen one. I've lots of advanced. I'm sure there is elites out there, let alone transcendence, man. So you're going to get all these crazy, and it could actually potentially affect PvP because some heroes have wings, some don't. Could that affect PvP or PvE? It could. So, and it's really cool nonetheless. Okay, so it's definitely something to factor. That's another thing with this pair. Nothing matches up except those two. So that's not super ideal. Nothing much matches up. Nothing much, hardly at all matches up. And you got mining and fishing combo. You do have still decent chance to get a forager or gardener. Okay, so that's not ideal. Except having those advanced abilities is what I've been focusing on the most lately. So all you got to do is hit back. And now you're right back at this page. Okay, so all these others here, and you always have to re-click the rent, which Neindorf, I wish you would fix that, because when I'm looking at a zillion heroes, okay, and I lose track of where the hell I was. As I'm scrolling down, I hit the back, and I always have to come back and hit rent. Anyways, okay. So the subclass, oh, look, the legendary is a seer subclass. So I think we got a berserker. So I think the subclass match. Yes, we got a subclass match here, baby. And nothing else much matches. Okay. And then wizard. Yeah, nothing else matches up in the recessives. So it's only going to be, again, a 14.06% chance for a summoner and no chance for anything else. So that's a bummer. And it's only a 14.06 chance for a shapeshifter. You'd like better chances, possibly, but that's a plus. And it's legendary, right? So the rarity is like the hardest thing to get. So any increased chances for the rarity to get mythics and legendaries and rares too. Like those are just hard to get. I'll summon mythics together and still get common heroes. It's like you still got even with the legendary and rare combo, you still got a 47% chance almost to get a common card. It's like, gah. Okay. But so this is a nice pair. It's the only legendary Gen Zero currently available for rent. Okay. And you got 0 active advanced for active 1 chances, but you got a mutation and the floor mutation 14.06, not great. And then on passive 1 you got almost a 1% chance to get an advanced, and nothing for passive 2. So that's like bummer. We don't see any orange in the visual genetic mutation potential either. Oh look, so this is a little better for the stats unknown. You've got almost a 4% chance to get an advanced stat in stats unknown. That's good. I never see stats unknown 2 ever even have a chance to get advanced. That's what's so crazy. It's so rare. I've never seen an advanced stats on 2 hero. Stats unknown 2 hero. Never seen one. And I never even recall seeing a chance to summon an advanced stat for stats unknown 2. And I always look, and it's always looks just like this. No chances for advanced. Okay. So not a whole lot here, except you do have this 14.06 chance for an advanced to hit. You'd like that to be better. Not a whole lot of other chances either. So just okay. This is good though, to get the chance to have the subclass shapeshifter, and because it's legendary. Then you factor the price, okay, to rent this summon. It's 50 crystal versus 30 crystal. So that's another debate, because on this side over here, you had better chances, quite a bit better chances for advanced ability genes. And you did have a chance, but almost no chance for the subclass to hit. And you had a little bit of a chance for like a ninja to hit, but it was tiny. So that's the debate, is 20 crystal for the rental, which for some people that might be a lot. And then here, now it's not always a bad idea just to look. Okay, this is a pure breed priest. Sometimes it's pure all the way across. I've seen that. So you got priest. So right off the bat, you're going to have, and you got a recessive 3 knight and warrior, which will give you like a 0.02% chance for a paladin. Okay. Now, when you look at the recessives, not much is lining up there either, but a little bit. Okay, you do have a chance for a paladin subclass. Oh man, it's only less than a 0.1% chance, so not much. But as you can see, you've got basically a 17.6% chance, which is nice. You've upped your chances by 3.5% to get the, an advanced class hero. Then you have about a 15% chance instead of 14% chance to get an advance for passive 2. Not a whole lot of other chances there, though, on that. So this is 75 crystal to rent. It's probably too rich for my blood. Now, if there were more just awesome mutations, more orange, if this was more stuff orangey, or if subclass and different things matched a little better, things can still match a little better. Now, another nice thing, though, is that you got a 60% chance for a gardener. So you have an increased chance to get a summoner and a gardener. That's good. So I wouldn't ever fault anyone for paying up to get this, but you think for a second, okay, I can pay 30 crystal instead of 75 crystal, and I get a better chance to get an advanced stat. So that's probably, in this scenario, either the legendary, I would go either with this legendary, and it's good here. It's always good just to kind of look and see. Look, like stats unknown matches here. This is 33. So this is a real possibility. Warrior. Oh, it's a warrior here in the subclass, and your recessive 1 is a knight. Okay. That's good. So we're going to have and some of these visuals are matching up. Okay. So this is actually very much in play. You got a 4.4% chance to get a paladin in the subclass. That's actually decent. I only have stuff like that hit hard. Like I did 300 summons over the last week, and I had stuff like that hit 2 or 3 times or 4 times, but it was nice when it hit. Now 75% chance for a fisher, and a 15% chance for a miner, and a 10% chance for a gardener still. So that's not ideal. I'd rather have a fisher than a miner, though, for a priest, wizard, or summoner. Probably. So I think I'm worried about floor pricing of miners continuing to go down, because you can only mine, it's nice that we have, thank God for the, here's another thing we need to talk about. Thank God for the training quests. Okay. But I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but they majorly have changed the drop rates for crystals. I'm getting much fewer crystals all of a sudden. So when I was on my summoning spree, over the last week. I summoned like 300 heroes. I just put all my heroes into one wallet, and I started with like 913 heroes, I think, a week ago, and now I'm up over 1,200 heroes. So, and I got my first transcendent. I was just going for a transcendent essentially, and I got 2 heroes with 2 elite abilities. So, and one of those is a legendary pirate with also an advanced ability on top of that, and it has, oh, and I used the summon already. I think I used it, and it had a ninja as the recessive 1, so it had like really good chance to hit a ninja. On one of the summons I did with it, I had like an over 25% chance for ninja, but you could potentially even get like a 20 or even like over a 30% chance for a ninja if you get a pure on one side. Like if you get a monk, and then you summon that with a pirate ninja. Whew. Okay. So, but I couldn't find that pair to pair up right. I could never find anything close that paired up right. But I did have like a monk, and a monk was in one of the recessives, and a pirate summoning with the monk that also had an elite that matched, trying to get another transcendent, but struck out. But I did get 1 transcendent hero, baby. And there's only 50 or 60 some in the whole game. And so those are like invaluable right now, and literally invaluable. And it has 1 summon. So I'm saving that summon for now. The pirate having 2 elite and an advanced is also pretty invaluable, I would say. Probably even better than the one with a transcendent and all basic. I don't know though. I don't know. But this is nice because wait. This wizard priest. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just a 14.06% chance for the summoner, which is a bummer. No other chances for the advanced class. But the subclass does have a paladin potential. And so look at this advanced 3. So it's better than a 14.06. The advanced 3 is 17.58 chance to hit on the active ability and the active 1. That's awesome. And you got a little chance. You got about a 1% chance on the active 2, a 0 chance, dang it, on the passive 1. And here you've almost got a 2% chance for the passive 2. So that's actually pretty decent. Then you also have some of these visual genetics matching, okay, for advanced. And you have the stats unknown, and it's not just stats unknown having a 14.06% chance, it's a 17.65. I would actually strongly consider, I would actually probably go with this one. If I own this wizard, I'd probably go with this rental pair. This is a rental. Okay. The other thing you can look at on this site, okay, when considering you, let's say I had a guy say he wants to buy like 8 Gen Zeros. He wants to buy the whole tree. Okay. Like yesterday or recently. Okay. You can also search for sale here when searching to buy any pair, let alone a Gen Zero. Okay. So this will show all of the priests for sale, and none of them have an ability that can match. None of them. None of the priests has any abilities that match. Okay. But so I click buy and I look at all the options here. The priest berserker legendary, which is 22,000 crystal. Is this the same pair? No, I don't think it's the same pair. But you got to... Oh, sorry. I was looking at the recessive 1 thinking it was the subclass. Sorry. But the subclass is pure on this priest, on this legendary priest. It's got a pure subclass. So if you can get, so let's look at this legendary. Now I'll come back, hit copy, and I'll hit back again and come up, and I'm now going to look at this priest, this legendary priest. It's 1150. For some reason that didn't paste. Okay, and I'm going to look at what's for sale to match with that priest. So it's a priest main class and a priest subclass, and the subclass is priest, if I remember right? Yes, the subclass is priest. Okay, so I'm going to come back and put in the priest. It's 1150. Yep, and then I'm going to change the this to a wizard, because that's what we want to find now is a wizard. Like, let's say we wanted to buy the priest. Let's see what wizards are out there. But part of my point of this, okay, is here's all the wizards to purchase. Did that wizard just get bought up that we were just looking at? Because it didn't show up. It didn't show up. Did someone just buy it? Did someone just buy this? Oops, I didn't mean to reset. I just meant to refresh. We want to, sometimes this just drives me nuts when this happens. Okay, there. Sometimes I can't get that. No, it's still here. Oh, you can, in this. Okay, this is important too. This is important when looking at this. When you're looking to purchase, okay, for sale, you want to ignore the summon cooldown. Very important. We're not just wanting to right now rent a summons. No, we're wanting to purchase a hero that matches. Who cares about the summoning cooldown? Okay, now we hit view. That's going to be a game changer. So, and look at this. Mythic. You could pair a legendary priest with a mythic wizard and have 2 stat abilities that match. Holy smokes. And another cool thing. Yeah, okay. Now, anytime you see one for sale on Serendale, still, people haven't taken their heroes off Serendale. You can't, I don't even know if the tavern's working. And to summon as well, you'll still see people have heroes up for rent in Serendale, which you can't even summon in Serendale. So it's like you can't even count those. It's like people, but this is really intriguing. For 28,000 crystal, you can get a gardening mythic wizard. Okay, and if you buy this legendary priest, now the subclasses don't match up, but 2 of the recessives match. That's awesome. That's really awesome. You got a tiny chance to get a shapeshifter. So regular chances for a summoner. And you do have a 1.1% chance to get a summoner subclass. Okay, so there is, in this priest pure subclass, you do have a wizard in this recessive too. Now, it would be nice if this wizard was the subclass, but it's not. And nothing else matches in the subclass. But you've got about a 15% chance for an active 2 advanced stat, which is okay. It's better than the 14.06. And you've got almost a 1% chance for an advanced and active 1. Nothing much in passive 1. And you've got a passive 2, 15% chance. Awesome. So not much for stats unknown, but a tiny little chance for stats unknown. Tiny little chance for visual unknown. Any visuals? No visuals matchup either, which is a bummer. Okay. But this, having a legendary and a mythic together, you have these advanced chances to get a mythic and a legendary Gen 1 and rare. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good pair, I would say. It's a pretty decent pair. Would be nicer, much nicer, to get a better chance for a summoner or any advanced class. It's only 14.06% chance. The floor chance is to get a summoner with these two. And you do have that 0.1% chance to get a shapeshifter. It's something. It's there. But this is, and you've got basically a 40% chance to get a gardener, a 38% chance for a forager. That's what you want. Gardeners and foragers for wizards and priests. That's a solid combo to consider buying. And for a mythic hero at 28,000, a mythic gardener wizard for 28,000 crystal, totally reasonable. So 28,000 crystal at times 0.2744. Okay, that's about $7,700 almost. $7,683 currently the market price of crystal. That for a mythic Gen 1 or Gen 0, and then for the legendary, it's also reasonably priced. Here's a Seer Berserker legendary combo. It's a mining Seer. That sucks. And a gardening Berserker, not ideal combo. Like I got a legendary. Yeah, I got my legendary fishing Berserker for quite a bit cheaper. So I just got them at deals, man. It was near the floor. And then I got a mythic Seer Gardener for around this same price as this wizard. I think around the same price as what this wizard is what I paid for the mythic Seer Gardener. I think it was, I want to say it was around $6,000 or $7,000. Okay. But the Berserker Fisher was like a really good deal. My Berserker fit because shapeshifters are great fishers. You want shape-shifting fishers. That's their best. But shapeshifters are good at everything. So that's something that's nice with shapeshifters. They're not bad at anything. Their worst is a forager, but they're still a decent forager, especially with Dex. So they're good on Dex, not good on intelligence. But man, you pound that intelligence early stages of the hero's life for shapeshifters, and you get the mana, might be good. I don't know. Having the mana, I think, is important. Mana points on top of the vitality for the health points. I've been focusing more on at the early stages of the hero's life. I look at profession and I look at getting vitality primarily over intelligence and wisdom. But I like for gardeners, I'm just going vitality, intelligence, wisdom on the Gaia's blessing. Okay. So, but this could be an interesting pair still. So I know a buddy, it's this guy. Whoa, he's lowered his price too. This is a deal for this Seer. This is a buddy of mine. It's a fishing Seer as well. This is a great deal. Okay. So when we look at, let's look. Okay, that's the Berserker at 17.9. Let's just compare this Berserker and Seer Gen 0 pair. Okay, I just hit back. I'm right back at this page. And all I got to do is change this. Let's actually let's compare, because this, I'm telling you, this is a good buy. And I like this guy. He's a little bit of a Debbie Downer, okay, but I like this guy. He's a buddy. he's been trying to sell this seer for a while. He just needs the money. Okay. So anytime you have, when you look at the card, the bottom, when you see a jewel, okay, that means it was summoned on Serendale. When you see a crystal like that, this was summoned in Crystalville. If it's summoned in Crystalville, you have to add, okay, currently on a new summon, we're at like 30 some, or 40 some thousand heroes now summoned on Crystalville. When we're in the 5 digits, you add 1 and then 7 zeros. This is only 3 digits, so we're going to add 1 and 9 zeros. 9 zeros for this seer. So you come here and you hit paste. That's that seer's number. On Crystalville, it's 153. But you have to hit 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 zeros. Okay. And that's a seer. So we have Berserker here that we're trying to pair it with. We're looking again at the tavern for sale. Okay. And this is all the Berserkers available for sale. This is that legendary. You do have a mythic Berserker down here that's somewhat reasonable as well. It's a foraging, and the recessive one is fishing on that Berserker, on that mythic. And so you could have a mythic combo. That's ideal. You do have one of the stats lining up, and his recessive 1 is on the profession is fishing, and the recessive 2 is also fishing. This one dominant is a fisher, the seer. So you're gonna have a real good chance for these babies to hit a fisher. And if you get a shapeshifter is a 14.94, almost a 15% chance for a shapeshifter and a 0.1% chance for a summoner. So you do have a over 15% chance for an advanced class. That's good. On the subclass, not much. You got a tiny little chance for a ninja. But for fishing, you got a 50% chance for a fisher and a 40% chance for a forager, 10% chance for a miner. Okay. But your mythic, legendary, you only have a 40% chance for a common card to hit. That is really good to have 2 mythics, Gen Zeros. Then, okay, you have here, you've got a 4% chance for an advanced stat to hit active 1, but only the floor 14% chance for passive 1 mutation. That's good still, but it's still the floor. Not a whole lot of other chances, but this is nice. Getting a 4% chance on the active 1 to hit. Stats unknown, not much. Click in there. Little bit of advanced chances for some of the visuals here. But not a ton, but a little bit. So nothing actually matches, but a little bit of chance still built in here on some of these. So this is a decent pair, I would say, to consider right there. Let's look at what else we got. So I would say anyone, I know this guy, this seer is a good buy, is a very, very, very good buy. I would have bought, had the guy was trying to sell this to me for a lot more, and I would have bought it from him, but we were just too far apart, and I didn't want to try and just haggle the guy down. So I bought the other seer that's a gardener for quite a bit more than this. Okay. This is a deal. That mythic seer. And I think the value of shapeshifters and berserkers, and seers are going to go up because the new classes are coming. And we're going to see those spike. Okay, so let's look at these other chances. So that seer, anyone wanting to buy a Gen Zero, this seer is what I would go with. And then once you have one, you can be patient. You can wait. Okay, and you can just either rent out your summons or rent other Gen Zero summons. which I'll look here in a second at a good rental pair with this Mythic Seer that we're looking at here. Okay, so the Floor Berserker is this rare Berserker mining, gardening Berserker. We can take a look at that. It does have one ability that matches, which is good. It's mining, gardening, fishing is in there, and gardening. And remember, Shapeshifter is good at really everything. So, but especially the fishing Shapeshifter is ideal. So this actually gives a slightly higher chance for a miner, but still a solid chance for a fisher and gardener. And I think the Shapeshifter is a pretty good gardener. Let's look up real quick. Do I have a Shapeshifter? Let's look at their stats. No. Let's go to the tavern. Let's look at the Shapeshifter real quick. I was actually wanting to buy a Mythic Shapeshifter, so let's just search for a Mythic. I just want to see the floor prices of Mythic Shapeshifters. There's not a Mythic Shapeshifter for sale. Wow. Okay, how about a Legendary? Okay, there's only 2. Okay, so when we look at their summoning chances, actually they're good miners. They're really solid miners as well. 65 and 55. And then gardeners, so wisdom 45, vitality 65. Solid. They're good gardeners. It's 110 on gardening. On mining, it's 115. And fishing, they're 125. 125 on fishing. Foraging is their worst, but it's because of intelligence. So Dex, they're 70%. They're still okay. They're good foragers still. 95% combo there, but okay. Interesting. That's a little pricey here for a legendary Shapeshifter, I would say. It is a Gen 1 though, 5 out of 5. So it's actually a pretty good price, probably. This is also a Gen 2, 5 out of 5. But this one's a Gen 1. And it's a forager. Okay. So, okay. Interesting. So this is a decent combo. Not anything too great though. It's just your floor Berserker has gone up. It's a little pricey for that. So the Mythic Sage, no brainer. And then you can be patient. I would wait on the Berserker. Here's a rare Berserker Miner, which is good. Yeah, this one is a miner. This rare that we just looked at, Berserkers are great miners. And Shapeshifters are great miners and great fishers. So actually, it's not a bad pair. This Mythic Seer and this rare Berserker, it's not bad. It's just not great. It's not ideal. Now looking at this mining Berserker, which is even more expensive. But it's not a horrible price by any means. It's just not ideal. It does have 2 that align on the abilities, which is awesome. 1 visual line up there. Not a whole lot of increased chances for the Shapeshifter or anything much else. And there is a little bit here in the subclass. About a 1.4% chance for the subclass to hit advanced class. And then any elevated, you have 2 chances to mutate here in the abilities. Passive 1, which is it's over 15%, or about 15% there. 14.36% chance for active 1. And then a little bit else, other things. A little bit of a chance for stats unknown to hit advanced. Not much. That's a better pairing. And it's a miner, gardener, fishing. Okay. So this is pretty good pair as well. Not mind-blowing, but pretty good. This is a pretty solid pair to consider if you're looking at buying Gen Zeros. Okay. Then we can look at for rent. Okay. And we do want the summon. I mean, it doesn't matter if ignore summon cooldown is even checked when you're doing that for rent, because you can also check your own wallet, which is super handy for me. So I was summoning a zillion of my own heroes together, but I was also renting. I was like looking at all options out there, my own wallet versus what else is out there. So you can search your own wallet and do any sales rental status, doesn't matter, or just any hero out there, period. If you do any sale rental status, you can also do that. And it'll look at both available for sale and for rent. Okay. Or just all heroes in existence of the game. So that's cool. And then if maybe you know the guy that owns the hero and you can reach out to him. I have people reach out to me all the time about, like, it's a little overwhelming, actually. Okay. So there's probably a hero out there, a Gen Zero, that matches. Let's see. Is there any 3 pair? No, there's not a 3. That would be awesome to have a Gen Zero where everything just lines up. Okay, but you can click buy and all the ones to purchase come up. And then rent, all the ones to rent come up in a weird order. But right now we're just looking to rent. So sometimes, like, I've seen it before where I find the perfect pair that's like, oh, none? Oh, buy. I thought I did. Oh, for sale. We want for rent right now because we just looked for sale. So there's a few out there. For rent, you got this legendary Berserker where Recessive 1 matches up. And it's only it's only 20 crystal to rent. And one of the abilities match. So that's like home run. You could buy this Mythic Seer, be patient to buy the Berserker pair and rent stuff out. And this is 20 crystal. That's a deal, especially when you have the chances of one of these genes matching one of the advanced abilities. Nothing much else matches, though, with those two. You do have some increased advanced chances here in the passive 1 and 2. So that hairstyle mutation there. Not much on stats unknown. Okay. So if I owned this Seer, I would consider summoning with that legendary. But there's lots for rent. You know, you got options here, baby. With DeFi Kingdoms, options. I love it. And that's a Fisher Berserker. Man, legendary. I would just rent that. Home run. So you own this Fisher Seer. If you hit a shapeshifter, you got an 85% chance to hit a Fisher and 11% chance for a miner. It's like, that's awesome combo. Really good combo. It's a legendary home run. Okay, so I hope that covers it, guys. So maybe I should just end this video real quick. I'll answer some questions here. Okay, let's look. Hey guys, let's look at all the questions now. Okay. Oh, thank you, Travisio. Thank you, man. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Jordy, what's up, baby? Was it Jordy? Maybe it was Jordy that asked me. Who? Okay, wait. I think I forgot to. Let me see Jordy's question real quick here. I think Jordy. Didn't you just ask me a question, Jordy? I thought you did. Okay, now I'm not seeing the question. Oh, okay. Yeah, here it is. My man, is the item we are providing as liquidity supposed to be on top or bottom? So you want to put the item on top, the non-divisible item on top, or that's at least how it was. Okay. I don't know if the team did something to change that, but even when you put the item on top now, like if you put up 2 eggs or 1 egg with crystal or jewel on bottom, sometimes it takes the egg away, like, or 1 egg away still. But if that happens and you just leave it in for a little bit, it won't take long for that egg to come back. Okay, that it's basically because it's not divisible, you either have 1 or 0, or 1 or 2, or 2 or 3. So it's better to put a whole bunch in at once, first of all. But if you don't, if you leave it in for a while, because you can't have like 0.99 eggs, it'll just go to 0. When there might kind of like in their protocol, it might be like 0.99 eggs. And you just need to wait for the liquidity to happen. And if people sell eggs, okay, you'll get an egg back right back. Okay, if that makes sense. When you're providing liquidity, which I need to do again, I pulled on my liquidity because I just crafted a ton of stones yesterday. Okay. Okay, yeah, here's your question again. It's supposed to be on top. Non-divisible items on top. Now, gold is a divisible item. So gold, it doesn't matter. But swift thistle, eggs, things like that, goes on top. Okay. Yeah, shapeshifter class. What's up? Hey, potatoes. Oh gosh, what is your other name? Hello, brain, work. Love you. How's it going, my man? Yes, I'm so pumped for the new 4 classes. RK3. Love you, baby. Oh yeah, nice haircut. Thank you. I got the mullet going. I know. 0 hair, like 0 self-care happening right here at all whatsoever. Love you guys. Okay, not a whole lot of questions. I hope this answers a lot of them, though. Oh, Ease and Chill. What's up, baby? Hey, long-time listener, first-time commenter. Ease and Chill. Love you, baby. Andy. Hey, man. Hey. How's it going? Okay. Oh. Okay. I love you guys. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this video and I'm going to immediately start another video with all my current Gen Zeros for the raffle winners. This is going to be for the raffle, a video just for the raffle winners. Anybody that got into the Fight Club tournament. I'm going to start that right now, specifically for those raffle winners. Show them their options of my Gen Zero summon babies that are going to have 3 raffle tickets are my Gen Zero babies, baby. Okay. Love you guys. Crypto Grady out. Coming right back.